why don't you praise him? Praise him. Give him the glory. Glory. For your glory, Lord, we open up our hearts. So why don't you praise him? Praise him. Give him the glory. Glory. Yeah, 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 yeah. For glory and kingdom is our hand. And now we've come to give a praise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In Christ the Son we've got the victory. We're gonna raise our voice to worship and harmony. Oh, the mystery's been revealed. We're gonna praise no reservation. Let's celebrate the hope of glory. Christ is working us. And to tarry, join the music. So why don't you praise him? Praise him. Give him the glory. Glory. For your glory, Lord, we open up our hearts. So why don't you praise him? Praise him. Give him the glory. Glory. From Zion's hill, our praises rising high.
Okay, guys, you guys are welcome.
Thank you.
As in, I love this song. Like, we need more of these.
Yeah.
Like the whole acapella thing. There's just something
It's a
really,
vibe.
really
I have
nice
missed
about
them.
it.
If not for the fact that I'm even listening to this song, it's been a long time I heard from
I
them.
actually grew up like listening to acapella, and there's this Peace Brothers. They were really popular at that time, and they were just amazing.
Oh, I remember one that was like, God is there.
We are not yet
I
to
don't
talk
know.
about music.
I don't know this
I
song
know.
specific, but
I know, we are not yet to talk about music.
okay.
Eh.
Yes.
Let me
but
bring our
then-
heads back to the game.
Okay, yes, back to the game. So okay, so I'm so excited that I don't even know how to introduce us. Like this is a new season, literally,
Mm-hmm.
and I've missed this set.
Really?
I've
Oh my
missed you
goodness.
guys.
I don't think you missed it as
Anthony.
much as
I'm
I
doing
have.
my shirt.
Anthony, why
Are
have
we
you been
going to
doing this?
fight
I'm
this
stuck
season?
So I need to
Okay,
look-
but-
I
but-
need to show people that I'm stuck
Like-
that season. I'm ready for the show. I am ready for you and Prudence.
Anthony, did you guys miss me so like this?
Yes, nah.
Are you no? Please sound
No, I am-
convincing.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
like,
nah.
you don't
Yeah,
Yes,
he's not
now.
sounding convincing.
Sound convincing.
Be convincing.
Rachel.
Okay, that's more fake. Proof. Shift. Make I see person.
Ray, I missed
missed
you
you.
so.
I missed you too.
I missed this show.
Are you guys
I
serious?
miss you. And
Really?
yes, are you
Are you
about talk to
jealous?
the hands? Because we don't
No
care.
need. Don't worry. Let's continue.
Oh,
I
I
don't
thought
miss
you were
you
working
people.
out of
I don't
this,
miss
eh?
it. I would have worked out, but my producer would not be happy.
Anthony, we miss you
So-
small.
Small.
Yes, and we'll try not to like go back and forth with you or something like
Then,
that.
even the small is okay for me. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
cope
you
with
manage
I'll
it like
manage.
that.
it.
Okay, so in line with love, right?
Mm.
We want to look at self-care or self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do we even know what self-love is? Do we know what self-care is? And then there are a lot of misconceptions when it comes to self-love, and there's also a lot of not knowing what self-care is, right? And then I think that's just basically what I want us to do on like today. It's not me saying I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth, but I want us to like take out the misconception, especially when it comes to self-love, because people really need to understand what self-love is, what self-love is, and what it isn't. Like if you're doing this and you think it's self-love, it's not, right? And then when you're doing certain things, it is self-love. And then what self-care is.
Well, to me, I think self-love has to do with me loving myself unconditionally.
Okay, so how do you love yourself unconditionally?
Like me not falling guilty or falling a victim of my own mistakes. Like me not allowing my mistakes in the past to really to really affect me as such.
Yeah.
I should be able to
That's one I'm
I'll
That's
say-
self-love.
I should be able to override them.
Top-notch
Self-love.
self-love. Yeah.
Really?
actually,
Legit
yes.
self-love.
Yeah. Why are you saying really?
Really?
Anthony? I
Like,
don't
are
like
you
this
not
kind of-
sure
Are you
what
surprised
you're
that
saying?
I'm
happy
self-love?
that I was able to convince you guys. So
Convince us. It's actually self-love.
Okay.
Not being tough on yourself is self-love.
okay.
You allow yourself to make mistakes, and sometimes you don't let guilt consume you. That's
sure,
self-love.
That's self-love.
sure.
Yeah,
Well, I'm happy I
you
was able to convince you.
You didn't
Oh,
convince,
you didn't convince us. We
Anthony,
already
that's
knew
self-love.
that.
Okay.
We're off to a good start, right?
So what is self care then?
Self-care is the basic thing. Go to bed early.
Because I think
Take a bath.
Take a bath. Go and see a dentist
really.
so that you won't lose all your teeth when you are just 40.
Okay.
You can see an
That one-
optician
that
so
one
that
is
you don't
self-care.
lose your
Self-care
eyesight.
is just the basic things you do, like sleep, exercise, eat healthily, avoid the things that will harm you, no alcohol, no drugs. Self-care is just pampering yourself.
So what do we call this? In a situation where you tend to over hype yourself. Like I have a friend that whenever he takes a picture, he would be like the way you would be praising himself.
So you're just literally telling me people are birds of the same feather.
No,
yeah?
no, we are even colleagues. We are not
agree with
friends.
you.
We are colleagues.
Yeah,
So-
but
wait
you're still
now.
birds of the same feather.
No, we are
Because
not.
I mean,
Why? Okay, why did you say that?
the whole high picture thing now.
Do I? Do I?
Do you
Don't
want
you?
us to go
Don't
there?
you?
You
Don't
want us to
you?
go there,
Don't
Anthony?
you?
You want
People
us
have
to put you on
started-
the
if you
spot?
have started,
You want
I
us to
mean-
put you on the spot?
People don't even want me to allow me
Oh yeah,
finish my story.
land. Sorry, no vex.
So is this kind of person that
Yeah.
when he takes a picture, he would be hyping himself and you'll be like, now me fine like this. So I fine rich like this.
Uh-huh.
I guess they suffer. Oh.
Maybe
He
he
reached
shows
like
that he's beautiful. You know now you wouldn't know. Okay, I think for that's not self-love. I think that is self-love, right?
But I think that's the extreme of it.
It's not.
It's not an
extreme,
extreme.
Anthony.
So what,
I think
so
it's
what would
just-
you
You have
call
to-
that?
I think in the other point,
Yeah.
Because I won't
he's
call
just,
it I won't call that self-worth, and I won't call it self-esteem.
It is.
It is.
It's all of that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
The fact that he always looks at it, I'm like Nami fine. I do that sometimes. I actually look at myself. I'm like,
But
oh
wait,
wow,
so
you really
even
are
if-
beautiful.
Even my problem with that person is
Yeah,
he says this consistently.
it's not a
Yes,
crime.
it's perfect, Anthony. Let me tell you
It just
something.
reminds him that he's
One of the major thing about self-love is accepting yourself for who you
You
are.
are true. I'm not.
So it's me
disputing that.
looking at myself in the mirror and saying, "Girl, you fine like that."
Ah,
I don't. You don't wait for people to compliment you because you won't even get it from people. Imagine if you are going out and you are wanting somebody else to tell you that you're beautiful. And what if in that whole day everybody was just minding their business and nobody cared to tell you you look good? So are you going to go back home feeling I didn't look my best? So it starts from you accepting yourself. So that person is not overdoing it. In fact, that's the correct dose
Wow.
of self-love.
Well, you know why I will not argue with you people.
Yeah.
It's a girl's thing, so
It's not.
it's not a girl's thing.
It's
Okay.
not.
You see, this? You know how? I think we girls relate to this more.
You know-
you
Yeah.
see
you know why-
someone.
you know
Let me
why-
just
okay.
land on this. You would see someone who says who carries himself in a certain way, and you say that this guy loves himself and he knows that he's a fine boy. That's why he behaves the way he behaves, and that's why girls follow him because they know that he knows that he's a fine guy.
Exactly. Like a
It's
lot
simple.
of, a
And
lot
some
of
people just
ladies,
carry themselves
a lot
that
of
way.
ladies, men or man, are not even the most handsome looking, are the most confident. Like they
I
carry
know I'm
themselves
good
well.
but there is difference
So-
between when you are confident and when you attest yourself to be something like
No, this
doing
person is
it
just
every
if
now
it is
and
based
then.
on your
me. I feel
example, Anthony.
even if I should self-praise myself, I think it has to be a within thing, like something I can say to myself quietly
Yeah.
or silently without.
There's nothing wrong with being loud about it.
Wow,
There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with being
this
loud
one is
about
new.
it.
This one is new
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, you can
Exactly.
try it sometimes. It's fulfilling.
I'll just
actually.
loud it. Don't
Just
you
say-
fine boy.
Before who are you waiting to tell you you are fine? Tell
Are you waiting for
yourself
someone to
first.
tell you you are
Until
fine?
you believe you are fine before others will think you are
Me,
fine.
I know say I fine,
Uh-huh,
but
uh-huh.
I don't have to necessarily loud it.
Everybody
Yeah.
with the way they go about doing it. I just want you to know that person is not overdoing it. It's just
Okay.
the perfect dose. Like you
Of
don't have to
self-love.
wait till you see 100 comments saying you fine before you believe you're fine.
But
And
Like,
you
allow
see,
yourself.
and you see that's where a lot of us have missed it. You find somebody posting a picture, especially for we ladies, we get to a point that we begin to show things that we are not supposed to, just because we want somebody to say, "Oh, that's a very
If you're an
pretty
attention
lady."
seeker, that's attention seeking, and then it comes with inferiority complex.
True.
Now, one other self-love, right, that there's so much misconception about it, is putting yourself first. That is self-love.
But I think
And
that's the basics, because
But you do know that
I think one of the rules
people see it as
regards humans-
selfish.
it just gets to that point that it's selfish most of the time.
It does. So now, when does it get to the point that it is selfish?
I think the
Wow.
point is,
That is the question now. Like, we need
Okay,
to put
let's-
it out there. When does it
okay,
get to the
let's-
point that it's selfish?
let's say for instance, I have 1,000 naira notes with me, and I need to go home, and then I have a colleague of mine that probably he doesn't have something that is capable, or that I could even take him or so, and the money I have with me, which is 1,000 naira note, is the only thing, like the exact amount that is capable of taking me home. So in that regard, I am likely to give him, no, I'm likely to look after myself first, or look
Because
for
that's all
myself
what
first,
you have.
because that's what I have.
All right.
Because if I end up breaking the 1,000 naira to maybe removing 200 naira from the money to
You
giving
won't
him,
be able to get
I will not be
home
able to get
either.
home. So
Yeah.
maybe in his own mind, he's likely to think that maybe I'm being selfish, because he may even think that, why don't we share the 500,
People will trek
so I will
halfway,
trek
sorry,
halfway, and then
go.
we, so in that regard, he may see me as a selfish person, but then it's just that I don't want to trek because I should have the money and I can't trek, and perhaps probably there is a default, or there's an effect to which that trek is likely to give me afterwards, of which he is not going to understand. So
Okay.
in that regard, he's likely to see me as a selfish
As a
person.
self, I think it's an.
But then to me, it's a self-care.
Of course, that is self-care. You don't just have to trek because somebody don't have transport for no reason. It's not a life or death situation, by the way. Let the person trek too. You understand?
But the
Something
person
like
when they
that.
see you and say, you know, they
You
care,
don't understand.
you know,
It's
No,
not-
the
it's
person
not
also
about
have
that.
to understand that you're coming from the place that you don't have extra to give. There is a place of sacrifice only if you know you can make that sacrifice. But in a situation where you're looking at this 1,000 is what you have to take yourself home, and probably the remaining 200 naira change is what you buy gari and go and
sugar.
add with
It will
one
not even-
small
it will not even do
and
you with
trust
sugar,
you
oh.
have at
It
home.
will not even do you with
Something
sugar.
like that to make swallow is understood. Okay, that's not being selfish. If
Yeah.
the person doesn't understand, he doesn't understand. But I feel you first is you see an opportunity, you apply, but this opportunity can also be stretched out to other people, and you don't.
Okay.
That's you being selfish, because there's just enough to spread to every other person, but you decided to herd it. You decided to not help other people also. Or in the same case of you having that money, maybe you have more than enough to give, and then you refuse
Or
to
better
give.
say, I have some
Of-
amount in my account. The only thing I have is that cash at that point in time.
Of course, it's you first, but if you are in a position where you can give, then you should give. But it's a different thing if you don't give and you know you can give, and then that's you being selfish.
Yeah.
But self-love is you first.
It's true.
Yeah, and
think that's-
it's key to understand that when we're talking about self-love, it's not that that you just see that every other person does not matter. No, you have it in your head, and it still rings in your head that every other person matters. But you see, when it tilts to selfishness, is that nobody see. If Rachel is getting the money, for instance, I want it for me, and I don't care
You
how I'm
don't
going
care
to
if
get it.
others, yeah, exactly, if they get it or not. True.
So you get to when you get to a point that it's me or nobody else, then you do know that you're being selfish. But you see, the thing is, why this whole self-care, self-love thing becomes an issue is because those people that are out there really projecting the whole self-care thing are not really focused on the things that really matter. Most of the times you find that the person that comes out and is saying, oh, it's self-love, I don't care how this person feels, I just want this person to know that I am doing well. Nah.
Yeah.
That's not it. It's like, for instance, you have been in a bad relationship and then you're out of the relationship. Understandable, enjoy yourself, pamper yourself, but
Peace
you
of
don't.
mind.
Yeah, just have peace of mind. But the fact that you want to prove a point to somebody, that's not self-love.
It's like you're not even allowing yourself to heal.
Yes.
Whatever is the reason behind the breakup in the first place, you're supposed to give yourself time to heal. But if you're all over the place, then that's not even self-love. That's
Exactly.
something else. Like
How will
complete-
you-
You're
how
like
will
an-
still
I feel like it's an
hurting
obsession.
another
It's not a
It's
matter
like-
of
it's
it's not a
like-
matter of healing. It's a matter of the person already having his or her eyes on someone else before they break up the relationship.
That one, I don't
So
know
it's
that
not a
part,
matter of-
Sha.
It's
No,
not a matter of
but
healing.
that doesn't still matter. My point is, see, for instance, I'm not sure I want to use this illustration I'm about to use, but let me use it that way. So, for instance, I'm dating Tony.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, God,
It's an
that's why I
instance,
didn't want to
Anthony.
use
Hey,
it.
that's not so-
You
can't
see
I
why I
say, oh
did
my
not want
goodness
to use
again?
it.
True, go on, we are
So, for
listening.
instance, I'm dating Anthony, and then because of a bad breakup, let's say, for instance,
So
Anthony
eventually
cheats
broke up.
on me.
Hey,
Then I decided
Imagine.
to break up.
Wait,
That's
let
the
me cut
perfect
you.
reason
Wait.
behind the breakup.
Wait, let me
Go
cut
on.
you. Let me cut you.
No,
Why
let's
is it
go-
that
I'm
you will not be
loving
the one
this
to cheat
scenario.
on me?
Chill,
Must I be
Anthony.
the one cheating on
Go
her?
on, go
Chill,
on. We can
chill.
hear you. We love this assumption.
okay.
Like we love
Yeah.
this instance.
So
Go on.
I say I'm not doing this relationship anymore. Then I decide,
Because of
oh,
one
let me
cheating,
take some
one
pictures,
mistake.
and I went to go and enjoy myself. I went to feed myself. I went to pamper myself to just give myself a
to like
few
forget.
or some
That treat.
friends with some friends, and I take pictures and I'm posting it because I want Anthony to see that
To
I've
see.
moved
To
on.
pepper me.
Oh, you're not.
Excuse
You
me,
want to pepper
I've not
yourself.
You want
moved
to pepper me. You want
nowhere.
to pepper me. You want
That's
to-
definitely
self-love.
not self-love.
Yes.
So
Like one
But
other very
honestly,
major.
Bam, this story you just or this instance you just gave, I think that's one of the things that is common right now in
Yes.
society. You see a broken
You
relationship.
see how I'm looking at Anthony. See a broken. See how he took his time. You see a broken relationship. Oh yeah, go on. Relationship
Continue.
expert. We are hearing you.
In a broken relationship where one of the victim, one of the say either the girl or the guy in the relationship happens to be the one that is hurt the more. It is that moment in time that he or she would want to show to the people now that he or she loves himself or herself.
okay.
Of which before then, or probably during the relationship, he or she may not even value his worth or his probably
Exactly.
value
You see-
Anthony.
you
I
see,
love what
so
you
some
just
so
said.
sometimes
Like,
I love
that
what
is
you said.
sometimes
Makes sense.
we don't even realize ourselves
True.
Till you're out of the
until we are
relationship.
hot.
Yes, exactly. We don't even we break our limits, we break our principles. While self-love is, even if you're in that relationship, you keep to your principles, you keep to the things that you said. This is what I
Only
will do
then
and what I
that's
will
when
not
person
do.
will also
If
treat you in
after
that
they
regard.
break up,
Yeah.
then they will realize that wait, oh, I had this principle, I did not do it. I have this thing and I did not do it.
In
So
fact,
yeah,
me and my
self-love is even
guys,
supposed to
we
be
used
like that.
we used to have this thinking, especially when a girl posts stuff like, "I am the queen of my empire. I am the this of my
So
that."
is she not the queen
Then-
of her empire?
only then you will know that they don't serve this girl breakfast, because honestly, because on your
I'm
normal day,
speechless.
On a normal
as
day.
much as what you are saying really is relevant to some people's story.
It is
I
relevant
do
to some people.
I do this sometimes. I post I remember like barely 2 months ago, I posted a baby picture of mine. I'm like, can't you just see beauty?
Yes.
That's self-love. I just wanted to appreciate myself.
It's
for
not
one
because
day.
she was served
I wasn't
breakfast.
served no breakfast.
I
Yes.
just said,
All right.
I'm
that
just
was-
saying, as much as
Okay,
it is
people
like
of
that,
God,
don't just
I
stereotype
know
into
relationship
that.
talk is sweet, but
Boy.
I've had enough of it. Now, one of the major one other thing about self-love is not allowing other people's opinion to matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what I see a lot of time is that people want you, they want to portray their life on you by force.
Yeah.
It's like they're so opinionated, like about what Anthony should be doing. I have so much opinions on how Prudence should spend her money. I have so much opinions on who Ruth should date. I have so much opinion on how Moses should cut his hair. Like, we just have opinions about how everybody should live their life, and then self-love is you blocking it.
You know, one thing, let me just add to what you
it's
just
the
said.
wall.
It's opinion. I'm
It's
not
like-
saying your best friend
in the
advising you. It's
in the-
people's
in
opinion
the
about
world
how you should
in the
live
world
your
we live
life.
right now,
Yeah.
we are not even living for ourselves. We are living for other people to see.
You first live for
So
yourself.
in
I
that
thought that's what
regard,
we've taken
you
out
are
of the
not.
way.
You say?
I said I thought we've taken out of the way that it's you first
But
concerning
I
self-love.
think I understand where he's coming
No, what I'm
from.
trying
like
to
you're not an island.
He's basically saying that that's how we live at the present
Yes,
time.
Okay,
in this,
that's how
yes,
we
I
live.
just said in
Yeah.
this
True,
situation, like
true,
in the
true.
world that we live right now,
Yes.
we are not living for ourselves anymore. We are living for people.
For people's
to
approval.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Yes.
we are not even doing things the way it best fits us or the way
Yes,
it best
it's true,
suits us
it's
and
true.
all of that. And by the time you are, you happen to be involved into that kind of lifestyle, you are risking your peace. You are risking your self-esteem because
That's what
people
we
will
have
not
all
they will
the
no longer
time.
regard you as anything.
True.
But one thing that we fail to understand is when you stand out of being who you are, that's when people will also follow you. Because they will definitely value you because of the fact that you are standing out.
Yes.
But for the fact that you are copying people would also make them see less of you.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we should understand, and which is why we are supposed to, by all means, embrace
Each other.
self-love.
And don't compare yourself with anybody. That's
Exactly.
self-love. No
You-
comparison.
You
Don't.
see something. We in the last season or so, and I do want you to go back and watch it
if you haven't been
seen it.
watching.
Yes,
Yeah.
we spoke about identity, knowing who you are.
True.
See, in fact, the fact that you know your identity, automatically you love yourself.
You love yourself. Yeah.
Because you would appreciate that this is who you are. Why do I always stand and say, "Oh, I'm proudly PK"? Because I
Yeah.
love
Me, I'm
myself from
proudly
where I'm
what?
coming from.
Your people are heard that for church now.
I'm probably elders keep. EK. All right.
Yeah, because I really do. Sometimes I find that people would say things like, "Why do you always behave like this? Why you dressed up like this? Why can't you just? It's just a little bit skin.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?" But because I know who I am and because
No,
I know where
exactly.
I'm coming from
True.
and I know my principles, I don't care.
I feel
That's
even
self love.
That's
It's
self-love.
blocking out people's negative opinions
About who you
about
should
who
be and
you
what
are
should
or
be
who
doing.
you should be. For instance, these days, and it's really getting. I'm really getting it over my head. Everybody just talks about how you need to be in a relationship, you need to get married, you need to do
Yeah.
this, you need to do that. But as much as possible, I try to block them. I'm like, okay, wait till I come.
Like people even
I'm not
have an
ready yet.
idea of what interesting people
Our
are.
society,
If you
our
don't go out,
society,
if you
our
don't
society
chill
has
weekends,
contributed a
if you
lot.
don't hang out with plenty people,
Then you're boring.
I was like, wait a minute.
But that's
I'm
not it.
intelligent.
Very
All
smart.
those babes can't hold one single conversation the way I can. It's always malt and suya. I know science.
Oh boy.
I know space. I know world
I know
politics.
You know
I-
politics. You
yeah.
know music,
I know what's
You know
happening
government.
in Ukraine. I know what's happening in Russia.
but you don't know foundation. You don't know Mary Kay.
I don't know
You
Mary
I don't know concealer.
Exactly. So I don't have to be defined by what society say. This
Yeah.
is an interesting person, for example. This is my kind of interesting, and I will jam with that kind of people, and then
Yeah.
we just grow in our space. So self-love is discovering yourself, and then embracing yourself, and not comparing yourself with
To
other
others,
people,
true.
because you know what, the world is evolving, and you need to find yourself in Christ first. If not, you'll be confused all the time.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm not living life the way it should be
Exactly.
because this is what people are saying life should look like.
And Rachel, something else that people fail to understand is that if you understand what self-love is, you would understand how to love others.
Exactly.
Because the moment that you don't understand what self-love is, you will not wish good for others.
Even
you
the
will
Bib-
not be able to appreciate
won't be able
somebody.
to
Even
appreciate.
the Bible said we should love our neighbors the
As
way we
ourselves,
love.
we
Yeah,
love
that
ourselves.
is.
So you first have to love yourself.
before you love someone else.
I like that point that you chipped in. But what I was saying is this: if I know that I appreciate myself for who I am, when I see Rachel prospering where she is, I would appreciate Rachel for who she is, and not because I'm jealous and I want to be
Yes.
like her.
And when we can use the whole 1,000 naira scenario of loving yourself first. If you love yourself, there are people who love suffering. So seeing somebody suffering feels like normal to them. But imagine I know what it feels like not to have food. And I've grown to the position where I can't let myself not go without food. If somebody should come to me hungry, because I've grown to the level where I know what it feels like and I know how to show love to myself, I'll be able to extend it to this person because I wouldn't want the person to feel the way I don't want to feel.
Exactly.
And that's how we portray love. First, by loving
I
ourselves.
love that analogy.
When it comes
That's
to
the perfect
comparison, the same way, I'm like, wait, I don't compare myself to anybody. So would it be fair if I start comparing Prudence to Alheri?
No.
It won't be fair. It won't be fair because I wouldn't want that to be done to me. So why should I do that to someone else? I think
Exactly.
that's where
That's
it
basically
starts from,
self-love.
yeah.
Like that. Those are just legit, perfect ways to describe what
Exactly.
self-love is.
Something about self-love is that like one of the importance is that it reduces stress.
I hope we're on time. Like we're not.
I hope
over-
we are.
Are you
because I'm
I'm
enjoying
not
this
sure.
conversation.
Wow, I can see someone giving us.
I've been it's the usual thing. I've been
Hands up.
expecting it, but I just had to ask. Like, let me ask.
Let's just know that we are not running out of our time.
Yes.
Okay, so I was just about saying some of the importance of self-love in the sense that it helps you to reduce stress as a person, and it helps you to be more focused in life,
Sure.
and it as
Sure.
well help you to be more healthier than you used to be.
Than
Because
you used to
if
be.
there is
It
any
takes care of your mental health. You don't have to
It-
see a psychiatrist.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
course, because your peace of mind matters.
Yeah.
When you are in competition, you are likely to do anything possible
And no
without to
toxic
meet up.
self-love. No,
No,
toxic
no toxic
self-love.
self-love.
Toxic self-love is show off.
Yes.
It's you putting your success in the face of people in the name of. I have such people on social
I
media
have arrived.
where they try to tell you their success story, but it's like they're rubbing it on your face and you can feel it, right? These people might sound like I'm encouraging you, but in your spirit you don't feel encouraged. Or all the people saying me first, and maybe it's out of anger, it's out of brokenness. No, let it flow from a place of love. That what, I've found this, I've healed from this, and I'm passing it to another person, because you yourself tomorrow you will come and be angry and
You're
people
talking
will know
about
that
success.
it's
There was
not
one.
true.
There was one day that I think a friend just sent. We don't used to chat, but just suddenly I saw a video clip, like him sending me a video clip via my WhatsApp. So I was curious to see what
You don't
exactly.
chat.
We don't
He's
chat.
sending you his first
There,
flight to
it's not even
Abuja.
flight.
Okay.
He covered his room. He covered his room with a set of television.
Wow, he has a home theater
yeah,
now.
fridge,
He really has
and all of this. I was like wondering, what's the meaning of this? Are you trying to tell me that those are the things that you've
Like,
achieved so far
wow.
to make
so
me
you
feel
won't chat
bad?
with me, but the day you feel your room is furnished. I had a friend
Right,
like
I
that.
was
She
very-
only
we don't
calls me
used
to
to
tell
chat
me
though.
about her
So-
success.
Supposing we are chatting, I would have taken to be a normal guy's
Yes,
talk or
of course
something.
now.
But
Maybe
just
even
suddenly out of
you
the
went
blue
with him
moon.
to the market to get the stuff, so they finish work. Baba, see our finished work.
Oh,
Now it's understood.
oh, you just from
Eh-heh.
nowhere.
From
They send
nowhere.
me
I
your-
have friends
your-
like
your-
that.
your-
I
your-
have
People are
friends
just
like
like
that.
that.
will
You
just
don't
call
find
you to
that
tell
to
you
intimidate
they've
me.
got a new car, they've flown to this place, this person bought them this and that. I do have friends like that, but I mean, this
That's
babe
not
don't care about
self-love.
such anyway. So I won't care about your calling. I enjoy yourself is gist to my ears. You just call me and be telling me, come here and tell me.
You did say
Yeah.
that you are not swayed by anything.
No,
so-
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, except you're Bill Gates, but
So if you are not big,
No.
nobody can.
No,
nobody can
I'm yet
suppress
to
you.
see, but we'll talk about that another day. So
Yeah.
this is how far we come on the show today, and I enjoyed it.
I also
enjoyed
did.
it.
I
Yes,
also did.
I did, and it's
And I
great.
love the fact that Prudence was able to use me
As
for
an
an example
I would
of
not
me,
get-
you ask me, I will
of
not get
me, of me
depressed out
cheating
of
on
this.
her, of me cheating
I
on
think you
her.
have sleepless
Okay.
nights.
Oh my
So please
goodness.
hit us with that nice song. Let's,
Yes, yes, yes,
What's this
yes,
thing
yes,
called in
we good.
English?
Let's
No,
go.
we'll just do it, no.
Now, with the angels now descend